Show tunes? Check. Sorry. Show tunes? Check. Wigs? Secured. Mobsters? Unfortunately involved. We're talking Connie and Carla, the movie that proved Broadway kids will survive anything as long as there's a piano and a spotlight. Buckle up, this one's got jazz hands and Jeopardy. Welcome to the No More Late Fees podcast. I'm Danielle.
And I'm Jackie, and we're just two best friends and ex-Blockbuster employees rewatching some of the best and worst movies from the late 90s and early 2000s. This week, we're diving into Connie and Carla, the 2004 campy, big-hearted comedy about friendship, a little bit of dinner theater, and the art of finally being seen, even if it takes a little disguise to get there. But before we dive in, let's get into some housekeeping. If you love the podcast and you want to support us, here's how you can.
Make sure you hit the subscribe button on your favorite podcast platform to get notifications when a new episode is live.
And we figured a movie this chaotic deserved backup. So joining us today is Kyle Ridley from The Tangle with Kyle Ridley, here to help us break down mob hits, show tunes, and a disguise plan that somehow works out way better than it should.
Vex.
Hello,
Hi, Kyle.
Hello, ladies. Great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of
Our
course.
pleasure.
Thank you for joining us. This is one of the movies we've been counting down to watch. We have movies that we call a Jackie and Danielle movie. This is one of them for sure.
Yeah. We used to watch it together like back in 2004 when it came out, and it's just like hit that sweet spot for us.
Underrated gem.
Yes.
Jackie and I have been friends since the 10th grade, and then we used to work at Blockbuster together. So we've watched quite a few movies back then
I love
together.
that.
Yeah.
I applied at Blockbuster and I never got the job.
Oh no.
I applied too. They rejected me at first. I didn't accept that, and I went to a different Blockbuster and applied, and I got in there, and then I transferred to Jackie's Blockbuster.
That's beautiful. And now look at you.
Look at us now.
Yeah. Well, Jackie, what is Connie and Carla about?
So Connie and Carla have spent their lives chasing the spotlight, only to end up performing for distracted diners and lukewarm applause. When they accidentally witness a mob hit, they do what any rational theater kids would do. Flee to LA, throw on some wigs, deepen their voices, and reinvent themselves as drag queens. Suddenly, they're headlighting a struggling gay bar, reviving the place with jazz hands, big belts, and unshakable commitment to the bit. And along the way, they find chosen family, accidental romance, and the radical realization that sometimes pretending to be someone else is the fastest way to be seen. It stars Nia Vardalos, Toni Collette, Stephen Spinella, David Duchovny, and Alec Mapa. It was directed by Michael Lembeck, and it was written by Nia Vardalos, and you can currently rent it on multiple streaming platforms. But before we start, let's get into our ratings rewind.
So, you know the drill. Before we get into the movie, we'll reveal the rating our Y2K versions of ourselves would give, and then at the end, we'll see if our current selves agree with our initial rating. Our scale consists of would buy it again,
The best would play on repeat,
5-day rental,
would watch again.
2-day rental,
It's okay, but nothing to write home about.
and same-day rental.
Trash, straight up mob trash.
Okay, Kyle, what was your Y2K rating when you saw it in 2004?
Okay, so I adored this movie. I was the type that like looked for it as soon as it came out on DVD to buy, or back in the day, I was the one who was always going in the previously viewed bin for the discounted DVDs. I guess that would be
A would buy
5-day
it.
rental or would buy.
Would buy?
I did buy it.
Yeah.
I have the DVD still.
Definitely would buy.
Would
Yeah.
buy.
And I
Jackie?
have no DVD player, so I rewatched it and now I rented it.
Danielle has a DVD player but doesn't know how to hook it up. So
That's not my fault.
She has to rent things as well. I love this movie, but I don't think I ever owned it. So I'm doing
Your
5
mom
days.
did, I'm sure.
Did mom own it? Okay, I'll go would buy.
Don't ruin this.
Okay.
I'm looking at my shelf over there because I don't collect DVDs anymore. I still haven't gotten rid of them, but it's somewhere in there. Yeah.
You should definitely keep them.
Yes.
I own it. This and Little Voice in rotation at one point. I know I was watching it over and over again. I can't wait to
Aw.
do that movie too.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
Okay, box office. So this movie had a budget of $20 million. And I want to say this is the movie she did right after she
Yes.
did My Big Fat Greek Wedding, hence why I think it got a pretty good budget.
Well, so they had to have, I'm sure a lot of the budget went to the songs.
Yeah,
Because
I saw an interview. 5 million went to the songs,
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
and My Big Fat Greek Wedding cost 5 million to make.
Yeah.
So her next
Yes.
one, she obviously had much more support because My Big Fat Greek Wedding is still the biggest selling rom-com of all time. So she had some support, but I've listened to some interviews where the studio didn't really market it that well.
No, they probably didn't know. I don't know if they didn't know what to do with it, but even then, at that time, they weren't very inclusive, to say the least. So it got the 20 million budget and it earned 9.6 million. So definitely didn't even get close to making the money back. When it came out, it premiered at number 13 in the box office. But despite underperforming theatrically, the film gained a loyal cult following through DVD and cable, especially among musical theater fans and queer audiences who appreciated its found family themes. Okay, what was in the box office, Jackie?
Number 1 for opening weekend was Kill Bill Volume 2, followed by The Punisher, Johnson Family Vacation, Hellboy, and Home on the Range.
I'm gonna be honest, it had room to do better
Yeah.
when I look at it. Like besides Kill Bill and Hellboy. Because it's very much like action, 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 a
Family,
and family film. Right. Like
Yeah.
it should have had more room to grow, at least with women.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
yeah.
mean, it's still hard. They still aren't making enough female-driven films. But back
Right.
then, 2004, I listened to an interview with Nia where she said the poster of the cover of the movie is them in front of a billboard,
Yeah.
but they made no billboards for the movie. There was not one billboard put up for the movie.
Wow.
And the studio also made Van Helsing, and they were focusing on promoting that during the time. So
I
it was
don't
really
know
thrown
why.
under the bus, unfortunately, but it was also
Yeah.
kind of before its time, if you think about it. This is pre-Drag Race. This is the Bush administration, 11 years before gay marriage was even allowed. So.
Yeah.
Look, I hate to compare so much to Glee. I was obsessed with it. I'm sorry. But this
No,
was
I
the
had Jane
pipeline.
Lynch on my podcast. We talked about Glee a
Ooh.
lot.
She was so funny on that show. And she stuck out with it because I know when she got those scripts, she must have been like, y'all are tripping for real. But yeah, this is the Glee pipeline right here. Connie and Carla, for me at least. Okay, Lil Raj gave the
Yes.
movie 1.5 stars out of 4. That man had no vision. He
No.
says the plot is creaky, the jokes are laborious, and the movie plays like a production you'd enjoy more if you were friends with the cast.
And
I
that's
think
what we want. We want
that's-
camp. We want fun.
That's what makes it work, is just you can tell everyone's having a good time. What did he give Mrs. Doubtfire? Because like same scene in Mrs. Doubtfire
Or
where he covers
Birdcage.
his face to hide the fact that like he's not dressed in drag.
It's Robin Williams. I'm sure
Yeah.
he took it more seriously.
Oh.
Okay. And the San Francisco Chronicle, Ruth Stein, she said, a clever idea, but it's not quite pulled off.
I don't know how it's not pulled off.
Your face is not pulled off, Ruth.
Well, before we get into cast and crew, let's hear a message from our pod pals.
Hello, kids of the 80s, 90s, and beyond. Radical Ryan Hunter here from the Radical Retro Rewind podcast. Join me along with everyone's favorite brother, David, and the movie geek Rob every Friday as we discuss everything from movies, TV, video games, music, action figures, and more. Every week's another adventure. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and most podcasting platforms. Hope to see you there, radical ones.
So for cast and crew, Nia Vardalos' husband at the time plays the owner of the club, Stanley, the one that gets a little kiss on his forehead.
And when I saw Greg Grunberg, when they were in that scene on the bus, when they first got to Hollywood, that's when it clicked to me, like, oh, because her husband played Javier on Felicity, and so I'm guessing that they were friends with Greg, and that's how he got in the movie. Because can't get past me. I'm gonna spot it if it's WB related. I'm gonna see it through.
Oh my gosh, Felicity is another show I adore and rewatch every few years. But yeah, Greg and Ian, her ex-husband, also Dash Mihawk was on Felicity, who is in the film as well.
Yes.
Played like the swimmer, yeah. And he used to date Alanis Morissette at the time. See, I know all this too. It's all coming back.
Bringing it back to Alanis.
Yeah.
So Boris McGiver, who plays Tibor, goes around searching for the girls in almost every dinner theater in the country and seems to always be catching a production of Mame. He's actually the son of John McGiver, who played Mr. Babcock in Mame from 1974.
Wow. That's so cool.
I met him once when I was in TV. He came to do press for, I think it was House of Cards, if you remember that show.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's so cool. And Nia used to be a musical theater performer, which I'm sure she had a blast making this movie, writing this movie.
Yep.
And I think throughout the entire time we talk about this, I will talk about how wonderful Toni Collette is. Because
oh my gosh, she's like one of my all-time favorites. She can do anything. And she's a performer. She released an album a couple years after.
she literally, in my eyes, can do no wrong. She can do anything, like you said.
And
Honestly.
she's such a chameleon. Like, no matter the role, like Sixth Sense, like spooky, heavy drama, nailed it. Connie and Carla, campy musical, nailed it. Like, whatever she's in, she just fully envelops herself in.
Yeah, I was looking at her IMDb right before Connie and Carla. She was in The Hours. Remember that?
Yes.
Playing a housewife in the 50s. And before that, it was About a Boy. She still can do anything.
Oh, about
Amazing.
a boy. What was your first Toni Collette movie? Can you remember?
It was probably The Sixth Sense, and then I went back and discovered Muriel's Wedding. Yeah.
Jackie, do you remember yours?
It was The Sixth Sense.
Mine was Muriel's Wedding. That was an Albertson 99-cent movie with me and my mom, and I fell in love. Like, ABBA, Australian, hell yeah, I'm down.
Also, Clock Watchers, an underrated gem with her, female-driven film from the early 90s.
I've never seen that one.
Oh my gosh, with Lisa Kudrow and Parker Posey?
Yeah.
Indie canon.
All right, Jackie.
Okay, so Connie and Carla starts out, we're introduced to Connie and Carla when they are young, performing, it seems, at the talent show, and no one gets their vibe. But that's okay because they get their vibe.
Yeah.
They know what they like. They know that they're good at it. And so then we slowly transition to the airport lounge where they now are adults still performing their like they've mastered these performances. They've done them so many times over the years.
I have a question.
Yes.
One, what did happen to dinner theater? And because I feel like when we first moved to Florida, there were a lot here.
Mhm.
And then two, what happened to dinner theater at the lounges at the airport? Because we don't have musical acts at the airport anymore.
Austin does.
Oh, really?
We have live
When?
music that plays. Yeah, in the
Oh,
little
okay,
food
that
court
makes
area.
sense.
Yeah.
But like that specific vibe in the movie,
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, what
But
happened
not
to
like in
that?
a cute little theater. No.
Yeah.
Bring it
I haven't
back.
seen that, but yeah, there are a couple dinner theaters around here in the DC area. They're nice and quaint, and it's usually, people, older retirees, and they're for their matinees. My mom likes to go. It's cute, but they're slowly fading away.
Yeah.
Every time I think of it, I always think of the scene in Soap Dish. I'm so mad that movie's not in our time frame. I love that movie.
That's okay.
A good one. Sally Field can do no wrong.
True. Okay, so then they fast forward. I thought they were in New Jersey the whole time, but turns out they were in Chicago.
Yes.
I don't know why. I saw it and I was like, oh, that's Chicago, but I still was like New Jersey.
They did have a vibe. And it would make sense because then they would just be like a train away from
New York.
Manhattan. Yeah.
Yeah.
To actually see all these Broadway shows. No, they just made it happen Midwest style.
But knowing Nia is from Chicago, that makes a lot of sense.
She's from Canada.
Is she?
She's
Yeah.
from Winnipeg. Because when they announced,
sorry.
yeah,
When the Greek wedding, I feel like she lived in Chicago. Maybe she's not from there, but I feel like she lived there at some point. Or is it just it's based in Chicago in that movie that I'm clicking to?
I think
Maybe,
she
yeah.
lived there. I think she did comedy in Chicago.
Yeah. Okay, so they're like you said, they're back on the stage. I love how they have a bunch of tearaway outfits and they're really committed. They don't care that nobody is giving a shit.
someone sleeping, doesn't
yeah.
matter.
And then I love how nice the, I guess, owner or their manager is afterwards. They're like trying to pitch new ideas and he's just like, yeah, I love it. But at the
they
same
also
time,
owe him money because they needed new wardrobes.
costumes, yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like totally fine with it though.
I mean, who else are you going to get to play at an airport lounge where everyone's sleeping and like watching half a performance and then heading to their flight?
True. I think even before that, though, we meet their pseudo boyfriends because they're at a diner, right? Mikey.
Yeah. And Connie, I'm going to mix up the two.
Carla is dating Mikey.
Yes.
And Connie has just broken up with Al.
Yes.
And Al and Mikey are best friends.
And Mikey is pretty supportive of the girls. Al, not so much. He's just like, what are you doing wasting your time? Like,
Al is toxic as fuck.
Yes.
And unfortunately, he is ruining Carla and Mikey's relationship.
Yes.
Because he's mad at Connie for being like, deuces, I'm out of here.
But good on Connie for recognizing, like, you don't need to be with this man.
But I also love how delusional they are and committed to that.
Yes.
Like, very high self-esteem about what they want in life. And I can't be mad at that at all.
So then go ahead.
Sorry. Where have we seen Mikey before? Do you know, Kyle?
Is Mikey the younger one?
I think the
blonde one.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's Dash Mihawk. So he was in Felicity. He was in Ray
Oh, you're
Donovan.
right. Oh, that's right. Ah. Now it's clicking. Sorry.
So now we're after the bar scene where we've established that Connie is no longer seeing Al. They head back to the dinner theater and they're packing up their stuff and having a conversation with the owner or manager. And all of a sudden these two guys come in looking for him. And so he's like out the back door. But before he leaves, he stashes a brick of cocaine in one of Connie's bags.
I don't know how Connie
Didn't feel the
well, I
weight?
think it's Carla's bag that it went because Connie left her bag.
Okay.
So Carla later, like how she broke it open, I'm just like, I get so upset about the stupidest things that I was like, I would have never opened it like that because you don't know what you tear up the top.
Yeah.
But that's
Little
just
corner.
me. But yeah, Rudy is looking for the manager owner and he skedaddles away because the bartender has told him this.
Mm.
And then like shortly after, Rudy comes in with I don't know what the other guy
Tibor.
Tibor looking for him. And Connie and Carla like have no idea, but Rudy, very rude, slammed them on the bar. Like
Yeah.
unnecessarily, I feel.
And then they go out to the parking garage, like the top deck of the parking garage, and they see, oh, what's the bar's owner's name?
The manager guy getting
Yeah.
beat up by Rudy and Tibor and randomly some mall cop question mark. I
Who
don't
was
know.
in on it? Yeah.
I guess. And then they kill him. And so of course the girls scream and freak out, get in their station wagon, and
The
they
way Connie screams when he is shot, it's just so long and loud and over the top. I was like, this is acting gold. Like, no notes.
I was like, shh. I think I went shh to them because I don't want them to get caught. I'm like, oh, they can't hear me. This is
Yeah.
ridiculous. Ridiculous.
So, like you said, Danielle, now they're on the run. And so they're like, okay, we have to go to a place they'll never find us, a place that has no dinner theater. And so they end up in West Hollywood.
I don't understand how you end up in LA.
Yeah.
But I like the joke because she's trying to insinuate that they don't have culture there, apparently.
Yeah. So, and then we get the scene when they're driving in the car and Carla discovers the brick of cocaine and busts it open. And now they're just driving high in a waft of cocaine dust.
I feel like they could have been very efficient during this time. I've never been on
Yeah.
coke, but it seems like
Well, Connie just got sleepy because she was sleeping in the back, and then
Yeah.
Carla had every thought ever racing through her mind.
yeah, I feel like it would make me paranoid as hell.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's so scary.
So we get to LA and they're trying to figure out because they have no money, no jobs, no place to stay, but they do a celebrity tour bus and they ask to stop at Debbie Reynolds' place. And the guy's just like, we don't go there. Like, what are you talking about? And so
I don't know why you wouldn't go to Debbie Reynolds' house. That would be one of the first places I would want to go.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Debbie Reynolds. Oh my God. Just seeing her made me want to cry.
Oh, she's so sweet in it. I love it.
The joke is, Kyle, that growing up, my mom used to make me watch all sorts of like old school musicals and black and white films. And one of the movies that imprinted on me was Tammy and the Doctor, Tammy and the Bachelor, Tammy, all the Tammys. And the first version of Tammy was Debbie Reynolds. And so ever since, I've loved her.
She's brilliant. Yeah. Rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
And her daughter, we all love.
I know.
Ah, Carrie.
So now we're in West Hollywood. They go into this bar that's struggling, the Handlebar. And they don't notice at first that all of the patrons in there are either men or drag queens. So they're watching this performance of a trio of drag queens, and they're singing the same number as the girl group in the first scene of the birdcage, which is kind of a cute callback to that. But then that group announces that they're taking their show on the road to Vegas, and so now there's no act to perform at the Handlebar. And auditions are open, and what the girls notice is, like we all know, traditionally drag queens lip sync their songs. Well, Connie and Carla can really sing, and so they get this brilliant idea to dress up as women pretending to be men, pretending to be women.
Victoria.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And kind of similar to Some Like It Hot, where the men are pretending to be women.
Yes.
Yes.
And so they go and they audition and everyone is mesmerized. And like, really, they're just like, lower your register. And then they kind of strap their chest down and then pad their chest so that they look more like how a drag queen would look.
I kind of feel like I know that we have to pretend that they wouldn't know, but
Yes.
I would have loved it at the end if the guys would have been like, we knew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. And so they get the gig, they start performing every night, and they're bringing in the money. And they are able to negotiate with Stanley, the bar owner, a pretty good, it's like $200 a week and
$300.
10%. Oh, it was
She got it for $300
$310%
and
of
the door.
the door.
Yeah.
And so they're starting to make this life for themselves in West Hollywood. They have an apartment right above the Handlebar, and Connie keeps running into this mysterious stranger played by David Duchovny.
I would have risked it all.
Who is a big ally, if you don't remember. He played a trans character in the early 90s in Twin Peaks, so he's been
Oh,
a forever
yes.
ally.
Aw.
I love David Duchovny. Like, just anything he's in just makes me smile.
Yeah, one of our other movies was Return to Me. That
Yes.
was
Oh, Minnie
good
Driver.
one.
Oh, Bonnie Hunt directed that movie. One of my
Yes.
favorites.
So good.
I love
Love
Bonnie
her.
Hunt.
So yeah, it's Carla that gets intertwined with Jeff, who's played by Dave Duchovny, right?
Connie.
Is Connie?
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
gonna mix it up.
It's
And she's, got a thing. I feel like he had a thing for her too before he
Yes.
knew that she was a girl.
yes. I
He should
agree.
probably check his fluidity and not be I think he was nervous about it, the fact
Yeah.
that he was feeling something.
And he was kind of using I have a girlfriend a little too much.
Right.
Even when he met Connie at the beginning as a woman, like it was like,
I never understand straight men that get so like their panties in what is it? What's the saying?
pennies in a twist.
Yes, because they're around a gay man as if they're even attracted to you. Like,
Yeah.
give me a break.
It's true.
Like, what do you think? I'm just a person. You think I'm
Yeah.
going to attack you? Like, what is the problem? He was
Yeah.
acting so weird.
Well, and the relationship with him and his brother, because we later find out that the bartender at the Handlebar, played by Steven Spinella, is David Duchovny, Jeff's brother. And he's come to town because he wants him involved because he's planning on proposing to his girlfriend, who he doesn't seem to really like that much.
I feel like that's how most straight relationships are at this point.
Yeah. He's like, it's time.
Yeah, right.
Like-
Honestly, I'm serious. I think men just in Sex and the City they talk about it. It's the taxi light or whatever.
Yeah.
That it's not necessarily that they're marrying the loves of their lives. It's just that they're like, oh, it's time, and you're good.
Yeah. You're here.
Yeah, you have a pulse. Let's do it.
Yeah.
They can learn a thing or two from gay men.
Right?
Yeah.
And so Jeff is like in this weird situation. Like he wants to have a relationship with his brother. He doesn't fully understand because he's younger than his brother is, that Robert was actually asked to leave when his parents found out he was gay. And he didn't just up and leave and abandon the family one day, which was
Right.
kind of the narrative that was presented to Jeff. And he's trying to rekindle this relationship. And Robert, totally justified, has his walls up and is just like at the slightest hint of like any sort of apprehension of Jeff is just like, okay, cool. Thanks
Yeah.
for stopping by.
At first, I was getting mad with that situation, but then I had to put myself back into the fact that this took place in 2004
Yes.
and was a totally different, like what we're going through right now, hell.
Yeah.
But then it was not an acceptable thing, or not a, like you said, we didn't have Drag Race. We didn't have a lot of media to showcase this community. So a man coming in, but they were in West Hollywood. So that also was, but Jeff was worried. And
Right.
you could see him looking around, and definitely affected Robert because it made him insecure. Like they both were kind of doing a tit for tat, understandably on both sides. You
Mhm.
know, it was new for both of them, but I did have to like calm myself down a few times. I was getting very upset with Jeff, but context
Yeah.
is
It was a
important.
different time,
Yeah,
2022 years ago,
yeah,
pre-marriage equality, Bush administration. We didn't have that much representation in the media in general, so it's
Yeah.
almost these films were very rare to come by. I think she just had a lot of support coming off of My Big Fat Greek Wedding, and sort of the studios probably let her do whatever she wanted, but then they didn't really back it with the promotion. But yeah, it was just a few years after Will and Grace and Ellen and Rosie coming out. It was still slow to build those LGBTQ representation in the media.
And it
yeah,
was
very true.
interesting in the interviews I watched with her promoting this movie. Like in almost every single one, she was like, this is a family friendly movie. There are no dirty words. And the message is just be yourself and find your community. And, but like the fact that she even had to say that was a statement in itself of the times that you were in, where anyone potentially hearing just the word drag queen in a movie, it's like, no, we're not going to go see that.
Right. Even today, if she were to
Mhm.
say it's a family-friendly movie, there would be people losing their shit
Yes.
about her saying that.
Yeah.
So, the one thing
Yeah,
I
I've listened to some recent interviews where the initial goal was just acceptance and giving people a platform and showcasing all different people because that sort of comes natural to her, but she also has acknowledged that a lot of the language in the film, like she's written plays and movies since, that she knows some of it is outdated because we have evolved over the last 22
Hmm.
years. So maybe some
Mhm.
things in the movie are not quite PC now, but she acknowledges that, and I think it's all about intention.
Hmm.
Yeah. I like that she at least acknowledges it. So many people who made movies back then, they try to tell people like it's not that serious. It's just a movie. I hate when people do that because it is that serious. Movies are very integral to our society. The only thing that I think that made me go was the fact that people couldn't understand Lee, and that was like a running joke. I didn't understand why. Well, I understand why they did it, but I'm like,
Mm.
we're doing so well, doing so well. Because I don't feel like I understood what he said. So what is the joke? I'm not understanding. A
Right.
joke that he has English as a second language? No, not loving that. That was the only thing that really kept taking me out.
Yeah. So, and we get that scene where the other drag queens also live in the building, introduce
Hmm.
themselves to Connie and Carla, and kind of take them under their wing. They decorate their apartment and kind of a little bit force themselves on upon them, but it was what Connie and Carla needed because they're kind of had always been this duo and no one really understood them or understood their passion for Broadway, and now you have this group of people that get them. And
Yeah.
so kind of letting them in. But that's where we do get the Mrs. Doubtfire-esque scenes where they'll knock on the door and they have to try and figure out how to hide their faces so that they don't realize that they're women.
Right. Because I do think that the guys do say, like, you guys are in drag all the time, you know, every time they see them. And I think alarm bells were going off with that. I forgot what I was going to say.
So now we just get a lot of montages of them performing, and every single one is fantastic. Fantastic from wigs, makeup, performance itself. I did notice, especially in the earlier performances, they would do a lot of like scarves or like try to hide their neck. I would assume just so that they can say, "Oh, where's your
Where's
Adam's
your Adam's
apple?"
apple? Yeah.
Smart.
Right?
I love when Connie and Carla fight in the car because secretly Connie is sneaking off, like having a whole thing with Jeff.
Mhm.
And Carla has already told her, Like, cut that out.
You're gonna
'Cause,
get us caught.
right, because Connie has set a bunch of rules for Carla to follow and then wants to backtrack on it because obviously Carla is hurting because she really wants to talk to Mikey. She's mad at Mikey because right before they left, both Mikey and Al, well, Al says it to piss off Connie, but inadvertently it makes Carla very upset to say that they have other girls. So she is going through it that Mikey has cheated on her. And instead of being a little bit more supportive, I feel like Connie's kind of an ass about it and
Yeah.
just like, we can't talk to them, but on the same end, you're going to go talk to Jeff. So they have a fight and Carla gets on top of Connie and like, punches her in the throat, which I don't know why that made me laugh so hard, but I was like, yeah, she probably deserved that just a bit.
Well, and anytime anyone starts yelling at Connie, she's like, "You're giving me," and like some random illness, like you're giving me a
Right,
headache.
you're giving me shingles.
Yeah.
Voice is giving me shingles.
Yes. Which is another like running joke through the movie, which is just so out of left field, but hilarious at the same time.
Yes, it was really fun to hear Nia's lines in there because you just get a vibe for her writing, and it does make it funnier knowing it's her
Yes.
saying this.
I did hear that because she had to talk in a deep voice for so long throughout the movie, it actually affected her vocals throughout the movie, like wearing it out because she would have to go deeper in her register.
Oh, wow. Oh, man.
So now, like Danielle said, Connie is sneaking off with Jeff, but Connie is sneaking off with Jeff as Connie the drag queen, not Connie the woman. And she's catching feelings. And you kind of feel like he is too, but he's a straight man with a girlfriend. So she does attempt to kiss him at the bar. And then he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And just like pieces out.
I kind of feel like that was not right for her to do, mainly because he has a girlfriend
Right.
and consent matters.
Yes.
I know she was catching a vibe and it's just a movie, but unfortunately, in society, it could be very dangerous for people, especially dealing with men, where they could physically like punch you in the face if you do something.
Yes.
So I'm
It was a
glad-
bold move. It was
It
a bold
was.
move on her part. Yeah. Consent and I think truthfulness, authenticity you should have on the table before you go in for a kiss. But I liked his reaction because it wasn't like ew or physical. It was just like and stepping away and like
Yeah.
just walking. It wasn't critical and like ew, the gay person is kissing me.
Right.
And I was mad at Jeff later because he handled himself so well in this instance. But when his girlfriend does the ill and they're freaks, he doesn't stick up for them. And
Yeah.
let me tell you, forget even Connie, Robert, like if that was my brother, I don't like cowards in general. And you're my brother, yo,
Right.
we would be done. Like, I know we have to give people room, but that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That would take a long time for me to forgive him for being silent. Sometimes I think being silent is even worse.
Yeah. And then
Complicit.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so at the same time as like this blossoming relationship between Jeff and Connie is happening, we see, oh no, I forgot his name. Tibor traveling the country, having the time of his life, going to dinner theater, trying to find Connie and Carla. And then at the same time back in West Hollywood, Connie and Carla's new friends are like, put us in, coach. We're ready to play. Like, we could be back up. We can dance. Let us join you on stage. And so they start a little group number. And so Connie and Carla are still doing the heavy performance, but then they have the rest of the drag queens as backup dancers and backup vocals.
Which I love.
Share the wealth.
My question when I was thinking about watching the movie was, damn, it must have been so hard to find someone pre-internet. Like, I was actually surprised that if it wasn't for Mikey and Al, they probably wouldn't have found them. But think about how hard it would have been to find somebody
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah, and we get this cutaway scene that, unbeknownst to everyone, Al and Mikey work for Rudy, and so they talk about their girlfriends Connie and Carla because Carla slips up and calls Mikey, and so Mikey has the phone number, the area code, and so Rudy's like, "Oh, you should go get your girl," and then sends
Tigor to find
Tigor
follow them.
exactly, and
And
then. At the same time, there's a lot going on in such a short period of time because they're also making so much money that Connie is convincing Stanley to expand the bar to be a dinner theater.
Which honestly, I think happens really, really fast.
Yes.
The amount of permits you have to get to serve food and do all that stuff would have taken way longer. But again, I'm thinking too much. I gotta let it go.
I do love how they're having that discussion about the table, and they're like, the
Yeah.
tables need to be this high because eat and watch, eat and watch. Like,
Valid points.
yeah.
So yeah.
Now it's almost the grand opening, so they do have some local press coming to interview Connie and Carla for the opening of the dinner theater. And they're like, don't record us. But of course, Mikey and Al are now in LA, see this broadcast, and they know where to go to find them, which then means Tibor knows where to find them as well, and Rudy. And so
I also liked how the decision to open the dinner theater, they used it as a sort of a empowerment that she declared herself an eater. Because in many ways, the movie I find to be feminist because they're acknowledging body positivity and that you can eat, you don't need to be in a crash diet all the time.
Yeah.
And they also, it was at the start of Botox. They encouraged everyone to have their laugh lines and wrinkles because it shows you've lived. So there's a lot of, I think, self-worth and empowerment throughout the movie as well that maybe is lost. But I like to point that out.
yes.
No, I think that's so valid. And one of the things I love about this movie too is the focus on their friendships and how they understand each other, how they clearly communicate with each other, even when they're fighting, they're able to apologize and work through things and show that their friendship is just as important as their side romances, even maybe more so.
And as Connie is like getting to know Jeff, Carla is flourishing as a performer. She is living her best life. She doesn't ever want it to end. And that's why she's like, Connie, we have to be super careful because like we can't have this gravy train stop. Like this is amazing. This is everything we've dreamed of happening is now happening for us. We have all of these friends that are now our found family. Like this is where I want to be. Even more so, like she still misses Mikey, but like this is where she is just thriving.
Yeah. I feel like this movie is just an extension of Romeo and Michelle in a way. Just how
I was thinking that another one of my all-time favorite movies. It belongs in the canon of like female buddy films and TV shows like Romeo and Michelle or Pen 15 or Broad City and Thelma and Louise.
Yeah. Where it's like there are romance, but it's such a like C storyline to the core friendship and what happens to these women.
Mm-hmm.
So now we are at the big performance, and Rudy and Tibor show up and attempt to. I don't understand. You, as a mob person, just walk into a overly crowded dinner theater during a performance to take the people on stage hostage. Like it just didn't make sense. Why not wait until it's over and wait in the back alley to kidnap them if that's what you're gonna do? They weren't very smart.
Not in the slightest, but it does make a whole lot of fun and frenzy on the stage, and everyone watching thinks it's a part of the show.
Yes.
One thing we did miss is that Debbie Reynolds randomly comes to the bar And she's like, I'm ready to perform, baby. You know, like they ask her to be in the show, and she's like, I got a good underwire bra, some gowns. I'm ready to go. And I'm like, that's what I love. That's what I love to see. And
I
she
heard that.
does.
Yeah, I heard that Nia Vardalos, she said that when Debbie Reynolds entered the set, she said, "Yes, it's me, the mom of Princess Leia." Yeah.
Oh.
That's so cute. And what I love is if you go back and watch the scene when she does show up to perform, how many of the men in the audience look like they're damn near ready to cry. Like they're
Mhm.
so excited. Like that's not acting. That's legit.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Debbie
She just
Reynolds is
means
here.
so much to so many people.
Yeah, obviously.
Still, yeah.
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 And so, kind of the final wrap up of the movie is Connie and Carla come clean to the handlebar population, and they're like, "We're actually women," and everyone, like Danielle said, I would have liked them to say like, "We knew the whole time, like we
Yeah.
just let you pretend and have your fun, but really we value you as you are," type thing. And then Connie clears things up with Jeff. So,
One thing.
yes.
Why is it in every movie where a woman is pretending to be a man, the way that they're like, no, I'm really a woman, they have to flash everybody. This
Yeah.
It happens in this movie. It happens in the one with Amanda
Just the
Bynes.
guys.
Oh, it happens in just one of the guys.
Yeah.
And Amanda Bynes when
She's the man.
she's the man.
Yeah.
Like every time I'm like, I guess this is a trope. Everyone's getting
yeah.
flashed to prove. But nowadays, look, I've seen some nice tits. It's not gonna really prove much.
Yeah.
You know?
I do love one of the scenes early on where like Carla's kind of pissed off at Connie, and so she's like, "Oh yeah, she has a really great fake rack. Go ahead and feel them." And it's just Connie standing there as a bunch of drag queens feel her up. And Nia says in an interview, she's like, part of like learning drag culture is like you hold larger glasses to make your hands look smaller and things like that. And she's like, and there's a disassociation from drag queens and their chest plates or whatever they're using to stuff their boobs. And so they'll just go and like feel themselves because there isn't that like, hey, this is a part of my body really. And so that's why she wrote that scene in where it's like, okay, now I just have a bunch of people groping me because like that's just what they're used to, is like that's not a real body part essentially.
It reminded me of the scene with Christina Applegate. What's the movie?
Oh, The Sweetest Thing.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's another form of that, is like when you get fake boobs, sometimes it's not like you can kind of detach yourself from like, oh yeah, they're fake, feel them, they feel real natural type thing. So the scene or the film ends with essentially everyone's happy. Mikey and Carla are reunited. They're going to stay and continue performing, and they have this newfound family and a place where they fit in, and they're flourishing in West Hollywood.
Yeah. And Jeff finds out that Connie is a woman, and
Yes.
so his feelings that he has been harboring are okay? Question mark. Now that he knows.
And that's
They were
Connie and
always
Carla.
okay. They were
Yes,
always-
exactly. That's what I'm like.
Yeah. Again, yeah, 22 years. I mean, we have evolved. There's still work to be done, always. But yeah, it's a love letter to, I think, the drag community. I think it's before its time. It's a love letter to friendship, female friendship, and I think a love letter to musicals. I mean, just to name the Guys and Dolls, Jesus Christ Superstar, Cats, The Music Man, Grease, Evita, Cabaret, Hair, Gypsy, Rent, Hairspray, Funny Girl, South Pacific, Yentl, Rocky Horror Picture Show, Oklahoma. It's all scattered throughout. So
Yeah.
I love that aspect. You don't have to love drag. You don't have to just love female driven films. You're going to find something in this movie. I think it appeals to lots.
And
Yeah.
Nia said like she knew that had broad appeal when one of the Teamsters who was working on the movie was like screwing something together, and he's like singing one of the Broadway tunes to like himself. One day she's like, see, everyone likes a Broadway show. Like, what's not to love?
Yeah, and I saw an interview with Alex Mappa, who played one of the drag queens, and he said that he gets stopped all around the world from people because like the movie aired on TBS or TNT like for years because it was such a hit on that channel. And I think it's it's definitely found a cult following over the years. I'm glad that more people are discovering it because this was pre-Drag Race. Like there were not drag queens in mainstream culture back then. So it was pretty bold of her.
Yeah, I think we got Tu Wong Fu.
Yeah, in the early 90s.
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Hedwig had come out by that time, but not very many, and not on. I think Tu Wong Fu was probably the largest hit in that.
Birdcage, I think, was
and Birdcage, yeah, in that time frame. And that's Connie and Carla.
Okay,
we did it.
Any fun facts, guys, that we missed that we want to shout out?
I mean, Nia was 41. Tony was 31, but I don't think you could tell that they were 10 years apart.
No. That is really interesting. Nia chose all the songs. She said she had like a list and a backup list for the movie. Universal never told her no to a song due to budget. The only time she was told no was because it was being currently performed on Broadway, and so she couldn't use it. But she said she always had like a running Rolodex of songs, and she tried to pair the songs with like the theme of what was going on within the movie too, so they made sense throughout the course of the movie.
I love they ended with South Pacific.
Yes.
Apparently they recorded all the songs in the studio, but they sang live so that it felt like the performance was better and could be used. So
the soundtrack is on iTunes. I have it on my phone.
Oh, I love it. So Universal did push back and wanted more contemporary pop options, but Nia and her team pushed back. The show tune backbone was essential to the characters' identities, and so they wanted to maintain that integrity.
Yeah. I mean, I would have to see what list of pop music they were going in.
And I do love, so Nia said she had written this screenplay before My Big Fat Greek Wedding was produced and kind of just had it in a drawer. And so as soon as My Big Fat Greek Wedding was such a monumental success, they're like, what else do you have? And she's like, well, I have this. And they greenlit it, like no question. They were expecting it to be another kind of stealthy hit. And I think, the studio just probably didn't market it correctly or have a big enough marketing push to get people to go see this. And like even the cover box, it doesn't represent
like you have
what
no
this
idea what
movie
it
is
is
about. Yeah, it's just two girls in LA ball caps in front of a billboard.
Yeah. Very confusing.
It could probably be released now with more attention and more support.
Yes,
100%.
Absolutely.
And I also heard an interview where Nia says that this should be a Broadway musical. Especially now that we don't have Kinky Boots. There's like no drag performances on Broadway. This would fit perfectly, I think. Connie and Carla, the musical.
I think you're absolutely 100. I would definitely go see that. I wonder what the rights would be for, like they might have to make original music for it then, because I can't imagine they would let them use other Broadway shows in it, right?
I don't know how that works, but
I'm here I think they would have to make actual original music for it.
Or maybe like mostly new original songs and then like save like the end performance, like the finale for like a well-known Broadway song that you could get rights to.
Yeah. Or try it off Broadway. They recently did that with Romy and Michelle. It didn't turn out very well, but give this one a try.
Yeah.
And Toni did say in an interview her favorite song to perform in the movie was Don't Rain on My Parade, just because of the vocal gymnastics she had to go through to sing it. It's a
hard song.
Yes.
Yeah. She goes deep.
Yeah, she does. Okay, Kyle, before we get into our today ratings, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you on social?
Sure. Follow me on Instagram at Kyle Ridley _ KyleRidley.com. And then subscribe to the podcast, The Tangle with Kyle Ridley, wherever you get your podcasts.
Okay. And if you guys haven't done it yet, go to No more late fees on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, all the things. And make sure you follow, subscribe, like, whatever. And let's get into present ratings. Kyle,
So
what are
I
our
still
ratings?
love this movie. I was surprised it wasn't on streaming. I think it should be on streaming. I don't know how the
Yeah.
rights work, but it's one of those comfort movies where I could just put on while I'm doing laundry or just, doing other things. And like a Romeo and Michelle, I guess that would put it in still buy. I still have the DVD. I just spent a few dollars to rent it. I don't know why I didn't buy it. Maybe I'm hoping it goes to streaming, but yeah, I could spend a few more dollars to buy it. I love this movie.
Jackie?
So I know you had it put on our server to watch, Danielle, but I still was like, I'd rather own it. So I did end up buying it to watch. And so it is a would buy again for me because I did buy it again. And my husband watched it with me, and Ken was like, well, that was a delightful movie. So even
Aw.
he was a would buy. He very much enjoyed it. And Danielle?
It's a would buy for me. I forgot how much I watched this movie, and I had a great time rewatching it.
If you have any comments or questions, hit us up at our quick drop 909-601-6653. You can text us or leave a voicemail at that number, and you could be featured on a future episode.
And next week, we're getting groovy with The Emperor's New Groove, the Disney classic that proved humility, friendship, and a well-timed no touchy can change an empire.
And Kyle, it was a delight. Thank you for joining us
Such a
today.
pleasure. Thank you both. Very sweet.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yay.
Good.
I'll be listening.
Woohoo. And as always, be kind and rewind.